I get so many requests on this machine. So this is the newest generation of the S-shape. There was a first generation, and this is the second generation. So I'm gonna do an unboxing, and I'm gonna show you how to put it together. And then I'm gonna go over all of the different modalities and handles that come along with this machine. There's a lot going on with this machine, and I have to tell you, I'm really impressed by it. I'm impressed by the specifications of this machine. When I go over machines with you guys and I try to explain different machines with you guys, I always try to get you to look at the specs on the machine before you purchase a machine. There's so many different body sculpting machines. And I have to tell you, so far by the specifications, I'm pretty impressed by it. So I'm gonna do an unboxing and I'm gonna show you each of the handles. I'm not gonna do a treatment today. I'm just gonna go over what each of the handles do and how to operate the machine. Okay, let's do an unboxing of this and put it together. The S-shape comes with a 30K ultrasonic cavitation, a 5 megahertz radio frequency skin tightening, 6 large laser lipo pads, 2 small laser lipo pads for the body, and then for the face it has the 2 different ones, one with vacuum therapy and RF, the other with EMS and EL for toning and tightening and product absorption. It's very lightweight. It wasn't heavy at all to get out of the box. I can pick it up with one hand, so that's nice. Okay, let's put this together. So it has these brackets already installed on either side, as well as the filters on the back. So you can see where everything plugs in here. So that should be fairly simple. The only bracket that I'm going to need to install is the one that goes on the top that actually holds the handles. It'll go just like that. So it's got these 2 little holes here and these 2 holes here on the top, and I'll be able to install it with the tools here. So it comes with some little felt pads, an Allen wrench, some extra gaskets for the filters, a little wrench, and some screws, some extra fuses. I've never had to replace a fuse in one of my machines, but they always come with extra fuses. So it's a couple of different sizes of screws. So here are the screws. Here are the extra gaskets and the fuses. So I'm going to set all of this aside, and I'll be using this today. So it has 2 screws, 2 holes here for the screws, and 2 holes here. So you can see when you line it up, it won't line up that way. It has to go this way. It won't line up if you put this to this side. It has to go this side first. For me, it was almost easier to do it hand tight first and then use the Allen wrench to tighten it down. Okay, that's secure. Now these are the handle holders that will actually hold the handles onto this bracket. So these will actually be installed on the back side of the machine. So you can't put them on the front. So I'll put them on the back. So the actual handle will sit right in it like that. Right on the back side. Use the small screws for these. Goes on just like that. So I have learned when assembling these kinds of machines, it's easier to start at the bottom and work your way up. So that's what I'm going to do. It actually has a little picture of where the different handles go. It really is pretty clear that these are different plugins. That was the cavitation. This is the vacuum. You can see this has the vacuum in it. And again, it has this kind of a plug-in for the vacuum on this side. EMS and radio frequency for the face, and it goes right here. Well, I'm going to leave these down to the floor until I get all of these plugged in. This is the bracket that holds the lipo pad holders. So they're just going to slide on here. So I would suggest that you put all these together first and then mount it onto there. So I'm going to do 3 of the large holders together and 1 small on each side. So you have 3 of the large, 1 of the small, 3 of the large, 1 of the small. Okay, now I'm going to plug them in. So in the bottom 2 here are the small laser lipo. It has 2 prongs for the 2 plug-in for the small. The large laser lipo has 3 plug-ins for the 3 prongs on the top. So again, I work from the bottom up, so I'm going to do the small first. And they just plug right in, and the pad just sits right in the little holder. Lipo pads. So I'm just going to work my way to the right. And all of the plugins on these are the same. Okay, now I have all of my laser lipo connected. Now I'm just going to put all of my handles into their proper holders, and I'll be ready to plug the machine in and show you how to operate it. Okay, so how do you operate a machine like this? When you are doing ultrasonic cavitation, vacuum therapy, radio frequency skin tightening, laser lipo, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts. So I'm just going to break it all down and show you the order of operation, how to use the machine. And like I said, I'm not going to do a treatment today because we're just going to go over the machine because there's a lot going on with this machine. First of all, what I really like about this machine is that it's lightweight. It isn't that big, but it's lightweight. When I do the unboxing, you can see that I'm actually lifting it up with one hand, the body of the machine with one hand. It is a little bit heavier with all of the different handles on it, but like I said, it's not too bulky, not too bad. So let's go in order of operation. The screen gives you the order of operation. Okay, this is a close-up of the screen, and like I said, it's order of operation. So you do the cavitation first. These are the different wavelengths the cavitation will operate on. It goes all the way up to a 10. Your time, it's suggested to do between 10 and 15 minutes. So you can set this for whatever time you're going to do your cavitation and radiofrequency skin tightening for. Then the energy of the radiofrequency. And then home. Order of operation. Vacuum therapy. You set your energy for the radiofrequency. Normal or pro. Your time. Your suction's always greater than your release. And then start. The pro, the light only comes on when it touches your skin. The normal, the light stays on all the time. And this machine is not loud like the other cavitation machines. This is really pretty quiet actually. We're gonna go back, then your laser lipo. Now this is where you can control each of the different lipo pads and the strength. Wherever this arrow is, that's what it controls. So with this, that's all of the pads. So you can turn it up using the arrows, and that turns all of the pads up. Or if you just want to control a specific pad, then you can turn it up or down. So depending on where you put it and the level of fat that you have in that area, you can adjust these. These are the different modes. So if you have a large amount of fat that you want to be lasered, then you would use mode M1. If you have smaller areas and you just want to maintain, you can use mode M2 or M3. So M2 is a flash. M3 is a faster flash. So depending on what areas that you're doing, you can use mode 1, mode 2, or mode 3. And this is the face. And like I said, it's a 5 megahertz. So you're going to want to be really careful with this. You're going to want to start out at a low energy. Suction's always greater than the release. This controls the suction. So you can, if you're sensitive, you can turn the suction down. So whatever you're working on, you never want to have a bruise. So just turn the suction down. And then start. Pro only comes on when it touches your skin. Now this is the EMS and the EL low frequency. So the EMS is electromagnetic muscle stimulation, and the EL is for product absorption. So depending on what you're using, you can use hyaluronic acid or whatever you want to get pushed into your skin. The EMS is going to tone and tighten your skin, where the ELO frequency, the EL low frequency, is going to be for product absorption. So there again, just depends on whatever you can tolerate. And then start. So what's really nice about this is it has the radio frequency and the cavitation all built into one handle. This is a 30K ultrasonic cavitation. And if you have watched my other videos, my Cavitation 101, then you know that a 30K is stronger than a 40K. A 40K is stronger than a 60K. A 60K is stronger than an 80K. So when it comes to ultrasound, the lower the number, the stronger the frequency. With regards to radio frequency, it's the opposite. The higher the number, the stronger the frequency. So with this, this is a 30K ultrasonic cavitation and a 5 megahertz radio frequency. So my 5 megahertz is really strong radio frequency. So with this, you can do the radio frequency and the ultrasonic cavitation at the same time. So it saves time in doing your treatments. Or you can separate them and just do the cavitation or just do the radio frequency, whatever you prefer. So with this handle, the round center part is the actual cavitation. And then the radio frequency is the outer part right here. Because the way radio frequency works, it goes in, and then it has to come back out. Frequency goes in like a U. So there's a positive and a negative. So it brings it right back out. It always has to have an exit point. You can see that it's sizzling. So it gets pretty hot. So you always want to make sure that you use the ultrasound gel and keep it moving, because it can't actually burn. So this vacuum has radio frequency skin tightening and the vacuum. So what the point of the vacuum is, because you have just blasted the fat cells with your cavitation. Cavitation disrupts the fat cells and they burst. So you have all of this toxins, whatever area that you just used your cavitation on. The radio frequency skin tightening heats up the fat cells and melts them. The cavitation breaks them apart and they burst. Disrupts them and then they burst. The vacuum massage is going to help your body get rid of the toxins that you just created. Because when you bust up those fat cells, that releases toxins into your system. The vacuum therapy is going to help disperse those toxins, those fat cells that have just drained, and your lymphatic system is going to pick them up, and then your body's going to eliminate them naturally. Next, you would do the laser lipo. So with this laser lipo, because this is a second generation S shape, it goes from a 635 to a 650 nanometers. So 635 is more powerful than 650. So the lower the number on the nanometers for the laser, the stronger, the more powerful it is. So just like cavitation, the lower the number, the more powerful. Laser lipo is the same way. The lower the number, the more powerful it is. So when you are operating this, you can click onto the laser lipo and you can actually control each pad separately, or you can control them all at the same time. It comes with the belt and you just put it on your body and this does all the work. A lot of people compare this to Cool Sculpting, where Cool Sculpting kills the fat cells and they die, where this just creates holes in the fat cells and they drain, and it gives you the great result. This would be the one that you could use on those smaller areas. The face wands. So this is the radio frequency and the vacuum. So like I said, there's a lot going on with this machine. So this little guy is the EMS and the EL. The EMS is electromagnetic muscle stimulation, and this is a 4.5 kilohertz. A standard handheld facial device is about 100 hertz. So a kilohertz is equivalent to 1,000 hertz. So this is 4.5 kilohertz. So that's how much stronger this little handheld device is on this machine, as opposed to the handheld devices that are just for your face. The EL portion is where it helps the product penetrate into your skin, is a 65 hertz. So this is really going to help the product absorption. Whatever product that you're trying to get absorbed into your skin, this is a 65 hertz. So it's going to push that product into your skin. So like I said, I'm really impressed by this machine and I can't wait to use it. I just did some cryo last week on my abdomen, so I'm not able to do any of these treatments yet because I still have some bruising and some soreness to heal, and then I'll move on with my next treatment. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Like and subscribe and leave a comment down below.